Okay, 1, 2, 3. This is a breakdown of the education system, more defined than my document. From the age as early as 8, the child of a citizen may petition for their child to join the field they want as a dream job, to be decided by the child. The parent should accompany the child and make sure the child gets to the literacy and numeracy campus that is called dream placement, and is to prepare the young for their career path before they set out on it. Literacy and numeracy are to be taught at an abandoned school. You can only claim it if you are in the elder council. Then once a council is chosen to adopt a campus, they must go about a competent education for the children. There should also be a late afternoon training service that teaches the basics of health and first aid. Also, at 8 years old, the campus should also teach meditation. When you join the Rainbow Brigade, you are entitled to a treaty-supplied education online. If one cannot be found, you can petition the community's council members to school at the university. If the student doesn't speak English, then English must be taught. Now, this is the adoption of countries into the treaty and what is required. I should break it up. Every country outside of Australia that joins will not only have the full benefits of the treaty, but they can as well seek asylum in Australia, but first they must go to an induction office. An induction office is a piece of land that large amounts of temporary housing is to be maintained, and there is to be English, literacy, numeracy and meditation taught to any 8+-year-old. Once a designated person has completed the course basics and they still wish for asylum in Australia, they are to ask the workers at the induction office to prepare transport to Australia. When the induction office gets notice of a relocation, they ask the clients to choose roughly a place they would like to live in. If they can't choose, the one will be chosen for them. The induction office workers are to contact the raisers and have them find the client a community that would benefit from either their skill set or their traits. Now, this is university education. When someone joins the Rainbow Brigade, they are offered but not required to attend a university in the community they are working in. The Elders Council is responsible for staffing and cleaning of the university, as well as the community-based security systems. If you can barely speak or can't speak English, then you can achieve after 3 years a bachelor's degree in your chosen field. If you can speak English fluently, then you can achieve a master's degree in your chosen field. Courses for the university should be concurrent, so if a student finds free time, they can attend a class. Most university education will come after work and on the weekends. Remember, education is a choice. If you have a tattoo, then the raisers are to help with your induction into a community where you can apply or at the university closest. Now, these are new suggested Reaper rules. So each Reaper is to be given a custom Desert Eagle, because that weapon is so expensive for ammunition that no army in the world uses it as a weapon, even though it's very deadly. So we'll give the Reapers a custom Desert Eagle with gold, silver and gems in the artwork. These Desert Eagles should be individualized based on the Reaper's code name. Reapers choose a code name like Redback or Echidna, something similar, for when they need to use their clearances or need to be asked for. Reapers are to be given high-level clearance, that'll be explained later on, so that they can access tracking programs and metadata to build a legitimate case against the person they have been asked to reap. The Reapers are to be planted in society and communities so that their service can be requested by local citizens. Citizens have a citizen's clearance that they can use to locate their nearest Reaper and also access all the sensitive information that is in the documents. That's the high-level clearance. When someone finds out that a person in the community is a double offender or a pedophile, then that Reaper has to build a case against them using their high-level clearance and then bring the information to the community's elders. If the elders give a green light to the Reaper's proposed target, the Reaper then goes into the target's house and execute them in whatever fashion they choose with the Desert Eagle. The execution should be considered art, and the Reapers are to perform their own individualized style of art. The Reaper, after the execution, is to contact the coroner local to them for body relocation. The body is to be taken to the inland lake and buried there with a tree planted on their grave. The Reaper then should contact the community's elder council, and with their help, the intended target should be alone when the Reaper arrives to fulfill their obligation. Legalize fireworks for children, so the Desert Eagle can be misinterpreted as a firework. If the target has children, the Reaper is then to add a reminder on their calendar of the date after the target's children turn 18 and join the Rainbow Brigade. The Reaper should not be known to children of citizens. If they become known, they are removed from the Reapers. Now, raisers, the suggestion for the raisers. Each raiser is to be given a 4x4 ute and a caravan, customised. When someone has broken a law of nature, they are to be tattooed with a symbol designated, and then the local elders council should contact the raisers for the person's exile. Each person who has been offended by breaking a law of nature should be taken by the raiser to either a new community or the inland lakes community. The offender should pack as much of their belongings as they can into the caravan, and then over the next period, however long, the offender should travel with the razor from the community to ask the Elders Council for asylum. But if the crime they committed was very heinous, then they are automatically taken to the Inland Lake community. It's up to the razor to counsel the offender on the repercussions of their actions, as well as to help in stabilising their mental health. Each razor is to select a code name, just like the Reapers, and the razor's ute and caravan should be customised based on that code name. The razors get high-level clearance, and with this they can ask local Rainbow Brigade members to help in the rehabilitation of the offender. But no matter how long this process takes, a razor cannot abandon their offender, but if a community won't accept the offender, then they go to the Inland Lake community. Now, this is internet clearance. So we've got low level. This is all safe sites and education entertainment websites that under 18 can enjoy. When born, your parents will receive from the Elders Council an account that newborn can use when they're old enough. Medium level. This internet is for 18 plus. It contains the same as low level, but includes many adult sites including not safe for work content. When a child of a citizen turns 18, they are to be given a bump up from low level to medium level just before they are inducted into the Rainbow Brigade. This internet should not be accessed by children. If anyone is found to be willfully giving their children access, will be reprimanded under the law of relativity. That's decided by the Elders Council though. It depends on how, like I said, heinous the breach in the law is. The high level, this internet can only be given by a veteran or an officer and an Elders Council. This internet is designed to contain classified content including all information on citizens and members of the Rainbow Brigade. It is designed to be accessed by Elders Councils that keep an eye on their community, as well as form cases against citizens thought to be breaking the law of nature. Razors and Reapers, as well as anyone who becomes a blue officer or higher, and also to people made into elders by their community elder council, should be given access. And then the dark web. Not much can be done about this, but just remain vigilant for your children to not gain access. But we do classify the dark web as medium level, so if you're an 18 plus year old is accessing it, then they can't be reprimanded. Now, proposed changes. A breach in the law of nature can be defended with another law of nature that was in effect. However, 2 breaches in nature's law is a tattoo, even if you can cover the 2 breaches with other laws of nature. Re-offend and you may pay the price. Sorry. In the first 6 months of my term, I'll use all logistics specialists to coordinate the first 1/3 of people that are to be recruited for the first year. I'll also use the resources available to build a very large research laboratory that will house most scientists in the country to further Australia's research in certain subjects. Year 2, the next 1/3 gets recruited, and the last year, the first 1/3 or the last 1/3 will be recruited. However, future mentions say that a child of a citizen and a parent of a child under 18 are not required to be drafted until the children have grown to the age of 18. All land owned by foreigners will be taken back into Australian possession and is to be used to establish farms, manufacturing, production outlets and housing. This land, however, is to be given to the First Nations people, and only on their agreement of asylum and a treaty will the Defence Force be able to allocate land. Understand though that the First Nations people have full right to walk their native land unless their designation is removed by an Elder Council, which was explained in the last video. Remember, designation is about showing kindness and respect, especially for the land and native animals. The Aboriginals in the south of Australia, the Kooris, they're the best type of Aboriginals, I reckon, because they're so open in their community and they're so welcoming, and that's where I learned my Aboriginal roots from, was from Victoria. Now, with one of your wishes, you can ask the Defence Force for land to either support farms, manufacturing, production outlets or housing. On request, 50 acres of land that is unoccupied is to be given to the wisher. Alright? Wishing for clone insurance means using 2 wishes at once. The first is for a clone and the second is for that clone to keep coming back. This insurance can be fully removed if you get a tattoo or are a double offender. The first immortal is to be made principal of the immortal school unless otherwise agreed upon by chosen parties. The other 11 are to be teachers in the immortal school that teaches for 6 hours from 8 AM to 12 PM, but the next lesson is 12 PM to 8 PM, with Sunday becoming a day of rest. This way, all 11 teachers can get in a lesson in a 6-day week and still support 1 day of rest. That's pretty much it, mi amigos. Thank you.